Greetings and salutations, my people. Welcome back to another episode of BYG. Bro, you good? This is the conversation starter where we start the conversation for gents in finding out how we can answer bro, you good in the best possible way. This week's conversation is going to be all about growing up. What does growing up look like? What does it look like for you? What have you experienced growing up? Have you been growing up? Yeah. So stay tuned. We're going to vibe and we're going to come back with the conversation. So forward. So growing up for me was an experience, and maybe many people of my generation might share in this experience, but it was pretty sheltered. I wasn't able to go out much. I wasn't able to experience the world as my peers would have. I really started going out and meeting more people in high school, getting to know people, understanding different personalities, or I guess identifying them. Because we never start really understanding until we're able to identify more and the differences, the nuances that people show up with. So growing up for me was sheltered. Never knew much, but as you grow, you learn. And that's growing up for me, growing up and learning and understanding more. So as a young adult, I feel grown. But there's so much more to grow into. The experiences that we have now, or I have now, it's not limited to this present day or even my present experience, because I've grown through others. I've learned through others' experiences, and that has helped me to grow. And I think that experiential sharing and that life force and life changing and life sharing is all about growing. You helping others grow and sharing your story so that they can grow with you, to not be left behind, sharing that growth. And it's almost like how plants grow. Trees in the forest fighting for sunlight, but it's not really fighting. Tall trees encourage small trees to grow to the sunlight so that they can get some. So it's like an encouragement. And that growing process sometimes takes a while. It doesn't just come with, the age or the stage. It comes with you and your own individual process of growth. Yeah. Identifying that is wild. But it's a vibe though. It helps us to move through the growing pains and the growing stages. Yeah. Helps us tell our own story. Alright, I'm gonna vibe a little bit. I always like this rhythm. So I'm gonna be right back. Honestly, one of the best parts of that track is that little section. It's pretty fun. But yeah, growing up is all about the experience, all about learning, all about remembering. And growing up and becoming a grown up means that you take on more responsibilities. And yeah, those are actual, social responsibilities, but also the responsibility of sharing. Sharing in a sense, sharing your life knowledge, sharing your life experiences. It's all about growing up and helping the next generation to grow. Them understanding your story, your downfalls, or your upbringing, your major moments, your low moments, and how you were able to overcome obstacles. Telling that story to the generation that comes in your journey of growing up will help their journey of growing up, so that when they're a grown up and they see things through a perspective that you'd have understood, it'll be easier for them to peruse or find a new way of overcoming or being successful. So it's all about taking on that responsibility of being a grown-up. And it's not everybody that takes on the responsibility does it to the best of their ability. So when I ask the question, bro, you're good, and you're unable to provide me like a response, it's kind of coming from a place of not having been guided or being told an experiential story that might have provided you a means of giving me an answer to the question, or knowing what that feeling is. Yeah. So it would really help if we start sharing our stories. If we help others to answer the question, bro, you're good, even if it's in the realest way, in a negative, but with the intention of getting to positive. And growing up, that's kind of like baseline, understanding the positives and negatives and working through those processes, because life is never one line, it's dynamic. And the more we understand that life is dynamic, we're able to share in those dynamic experiences, and we can come out on top if we make the most of positive and negative life experiences. Growing up is meant to be fun. That's like the baseline. It's not just about social responsibility. It's about enjoying the process of growing up. The wins, the losses, the gains, the people, the energies. It's all about enjoying each experience. It gives you a life full of stories to tell, full of stories to look back on, full of people to remember. It's supposed to be a vibe. So it doesn't have to be stressful. It doesn't have to feel like a pain. It doesn't have to feel like you're losing your mind, or you're losing your childhood, or your childish whims. Growing up is about becoming a more advanced child, in a sense that you don't lose your ability to imagine, or your ability to create, your ability to wish upon a star, or to just forget that you're getting older. It's about enjoying that process, even when the grays start setting in. I always say that the grays are a sign of wisdom. It's more than just wisdom. It does show that you're an elder in the thing, this life journey. So you can share and pass on the experiences that you have with the generation. Show them that life is all about enjoying and lifting up yourself and others. Growing up is a vibe. So let's emulate that. It's always a vibe. Don't be afraid of the vibe. So far. this life journey is something that you're going to want to tell people about. So remember to make it memorable. Remember to be present. Remember to present yourself in every moment that your life gives you. Be grateful for it. Live in these moments. Smile. Always celebrate your wins, no matter how small they are. As I said, life is a vibe, and just flow with it. Thank you so very much for joining me for another episode of BYG. Bro, you good? Hopefully, this conversation about growing up helped you to get to a better place. And you're starting to understand how you can positively answer that question. Bro, you good? You're gonna get there. Might take some time, but time is all we have. Blessings, love and light to all my listeners. Thank you so very much. I'll forward next week with another episode. It's always a blast. Peace.